brought us through another week. So the Yisrael, at this time, let us stand as we go into prayer. YAHWEH, we told you for your presence. We told you for being there for us throughout another work week, bringing us through up and down the roadways safely, guiding us throughout this earth, looking over us, having your Malachim surrounding us to protect us from all hurt, harm, and danger. Continue to look over us in this winter season. Continue to shield us from all the viruses, diseases that are in the air. Continue to cleanse our very vessels of any sicknesses we may have. YAHWEH, continue to look over those that may be down at this very hour. Lift them up, YAHWEH, as they cry out to you, and show them that you have all power and we can come to you no matter what is going on in our lives, whatever trials or tribulations are going on in our lives. We know that you have all power and you answer prayer. We told you for answered prayer. We told you for your healing, guiding us, strengthening us through this way. Continue to look over us in these last days and give us more and more strength, that the strength we need in order to endure to the very end, strength we need to endure these last days. Continue to look over even the children, raise them up to be valiant warriors. Continue to have them to stand for your almighty name no matter what. Continue to show them that you are there with them every step of the way. So when the days seem to get dark, they can go to you, cry out to you, and know that they will get an answer from you, and you will always, we told you, you will always be there for your people. You will never leave us or forsake us. YAHWEH, continue to guide us, continue to prepare us in these days so we won't be lost, so we won't fall by the wayside, but always prepare your people, YAHWEH, and show us all the way to go, the way to maneuver around this earth as the kingdoms in this earth begin to crumble and fall, and they bring on their evil system on this earth. YAHWEH, guide your people and have them to be together as one. Have us all to be able to maneuver around this earth and not be victims to whatever worldly system that they have in store for this earth. Have us to be able to come out and have us to be able to rely solely on you, knowing that you will guide us, knowing you will bring us up out of whatever comes down on the face of this earth. And YAHWEH, have us in the mindset to want to do your will, want to be obedient before you. So whenever we do need your help, you will be there and help us and not turn and go away from us. Have us to always seek you while you may be found. Seek you in not just evil times, not just bad times, but seek you also when times are pleasant and comfortable also. And have Yisrael to show you that we truly mean to serve you in this lifetime. We truly mean to walk this way and want to be in your almighty kingdom. So one day we may be able to see your face in peace. But YAHWEH, look over the wicked and evil in this earth and give them no peace. Have them not to be successful in their ways, and show them that everything that they do in this earth will come back on their heads, and they will have to pay for everything that they have done in this very earth. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah. House of Israel, you may be seated. Shabbat Shalom once again, House of Yisrael. I say Shabbat Shalom, all that's tuning in on the live stream. Just want to start off by giving Yahweh all the glory, all the kabod, all the praise that he well deserves. Told him for just being alive. Be able to have another day to get it right before him. So we told him for another Shabbat. We told him for even seeing us up down the roadway safely. And just told the Yahweh for another Shabbat so we can be together as one like mind. A people serving Yahweh, striving to get it right before him, to do his will, so we may be able to walk in that kingdom. That's what it's all about, Yisrael. And it gives you strength, even knowing that you have others around you that are doing the very same thing you are doing, striving. Even though we going through trials, tribulations, all of us are striving to get this thing right. And just to see each and every Shabbat, even hear how each and every all of you all just help each other, look out for each other. That's what Yahweh wants. He wants us to be there for one another. And you all on the live stream do the same thing. You all go back and forth with each other, checking on each other, making sure everybody is all right. That's what Yahweh's looking for. A people that are willing to be there for one another. Because guess what? We are all we have, right, Yisrael? And that's the title of this message. Yisrael, we are all we have. Now, I want to put this in before I get started. Yahweh is there also. So nobody say, well, no, we got Yahweh. Why you say it's just us? I'm talking about in the flesh sense. Being there for one another in this earth in these last days mean a lot, right, Yisrael? Because sometimes we may get down. Sometimes the world might weigh heavy on us. But just to hear others going through the same thing, you get to conversate and just tell what Yahweh has done in your life. How Yahweh has brought you through different trials and tribulations, and he can do the same thing for you. Don't that give you strength, Yisrael? So in these last days, it is very important that we stick together, that we there for one another, because who else do we have in this earth that is going to look out for us? Then it's sad to see when us as a people always going at each other. And in the evil the times are right now, what sense does it make to bite and devour one another? You playing in the hands of the enemy. They looking at all this and say, you know what, they biting them, devour one another. They taking each other out. They making our job look easy. You don't think the enemy looking at Yisrael? These are the people? You don't think they looking at us? They take note because they know who you are. They don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to see. Because I'm going to get into this message. You are a powerful nation. Just imagine if we all did the will of Yahweh. And it don't necessarily have to be everybody together at once. We scattered, Yisrael. But we all can do the same thing that Yahweh commanded us all to do. The Shabbat. He said, keep the Shabbat. We can do that, Yisrael. Keep the feast days. We can do that, Yisrael. We can be of one like mind and be obedient before him and stop all the nonsense, stop all the foolishness in the earth. If we would just obey Yahweh, just imagine how he would move for his nation. if we will all collectively come before him and do what he says. Can you imagine that, Yisrael? Y'all know if individually some of us can see just being obedient before Yahweh, doing his will, what Yahweh does in your lives. Right, Israel? You see different things he does, certain things he gives you the ability to do. Get into that also. Each and every one of you, Yisrael, has a gift that Yahweh has given his children. And he gives gifts to different people so it can be utilized. It can be used throughout Yisrael to be a great nation. Because everybody ain't the same. Everybody ain't a preacher. Everybody ain't a farmer. Everybody can't do this, can't do that. But he spread the gifts out so all can come as one and be a great nation. I can see it right in this very place. How different people have the different talents and how all those things work together for the good of Israel. But we can't rely on man. That's the thing, Israel. A lot of times we rely solely on man and think man is going to do all these things for us. They're going to bring us out. They're going to help us. They're going to do all these things to benefit us. And look, if they haven't done it for us up to this very point, you think they're going to change their mind now in these last days? And say, you know what? We've been doing all these things to Israel. We've been terrorizing them, oppressing them, all these things we've been doing. You know what? We should change, and just do tough by them, because they haven't done nothing to us. We've been doing all these things to them, terrorizing them. So let's have a change of mind and do well by them. You think they're going to do that? So Israel, this message, I want to show you all how us as a nation, how we can be a great nation as we stick together as one. Because you think it's bad now, wait till it get even more worse in this earth. You don't think we're going to need one another in this earth? Nah, I can do it. I can deal with that by myself. Okay. I'm telling you, it's pleasing just to know you have somebody with you that is going to help you out throughout this earth. Sometimes some people may be down, they may not have. It's so pleasing just to know, okay, I have this person I can ask for help, because guess what? Next time this person might be down and then you up. So that's how it should be. When one person down, we all down, right, Yisrael? And we there to help out. And that's what Yahweh looking for, because when it go down in this earth, guess what? We going to need each other to help each other out throughout this earth. Because everybody else, all the other nations, guess what? You think they like Yisrael? No, they hate Yisrael. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, why do you cry out over your wound, your pain that has no cure? Because of your great guilt and many sins, I have done these things to you. All these things that are come upon us, Israel, ain't it because of our transgression? Ain't it because Yahweh allowed these things to come upon us because we did not obey? And we still not obeying. So that's why all these things are continually plaguing Israel. If you want relief, guess what? Obey Yahweh. And I ain't going to say, oh, yeah, everything is going to go away just like that. No, but he'll give you relief. We should want relief. We shouldn't want to be down and out every single day, just the oppressor got his foot on your neck every day and just not getting any kind of relief at all. We should want relief. And we want that. Only thing to do is obey Yahweh. This says, but all who devour you will be devoured. All your enemies will go into captivity. Then you say that before the world. They don't want to hear that. See, what they have done, those things had to come back on them, right, Israel? It's only right. It's just like a boomerang. You throw it, guess what it's going to do? It's going to come back around to you. All the things that man has done in this earth, it's going to come back on their heads. And just because it hasn't done it right now and in their lives, don't mean that Yahweh didn't see it and Yahweh ain't going to get you back. Yahweh is seeing all things and he's going to pay everyone back for their sins. Those who spoil you will be spoiled. All who prey upon you, I will make a prey. But verse 17 says, but I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declare Yahweh. There's going to be a day you're going to be healed, Israel. You're going to be restored, Israel, back to where you were supposed to be from the very beginning. Restored. Come on, Israel. That's what we striving for, to go back to where it was, where it used to be. Being in the light of Yahweh, just being in shalom forever and ever. That's what it's all about. That is living. This ain't living right now. Always having to look over your back and wondering what the enemy is going to do. That ain't living at all. And people get so accustomed to things in this earth, they think, okay, that's it. That's how it's going to be. No, it's going to be a change. Change going to come. And wasn't that a song? Change going to come. And best believe when Yahweh Shua steps on this earth, that's the beginning of that change. Because he's going to have to get rid of all wickedness, all foolishness, violence in this earth. So his kingdom will come down on this earth and be established as the government in this earth to show everyone how it's supposed to have been from the very beginning. These people right now, they don't know how to govern nothing. They don't know how to rule. They don't know how to do anything. Oh, the things they know how to do is violence, killing. That's what they know how to do. But to be fair and just in this earth, they know not of it. Because they have done all these things, Yahweh has to step in. Because if Yahweh let this continue on, what's going to be left, Yisrael? Who's going to be left? They don't even care about themselves. If you got to take out their own people, they'll do it. Population control and all this other stuff, looking at documentary about the vaccine and all, how they trying to just get rid of too many people on the earth, taking up too many resources. Now, you think you got the right to say all that, but I think Yahweh is control. He is in control where if the ones that are taking up all the resources are them. Best believe it's enough resources in this earth to take care of everybody that is living in this planet. But those that are ruling, they take up all the resources and all of a sudden they say, okay, resources are depleted and all this other stuff. But they like controlling things, right? They want to control your food. They want to control how you live, what you do. They want to control everything. They don't want you doing anything. And if you go contrary to it, if you go against the grain, best believe they looking at you as, okay, you're going to be a problem. They're going to keep their eye on you. Best believe, say, okay, I don't want to take the vaccine. Say, I don't want to take the flu shots. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Best believe they like, okay, this one going to be a problem. Because they look at who is going to go along with the thing. They had the test cases in this earth showing to see who is going to go along with it and who is not. And don't think that, okay, I'm going against it. They don't see. They see. They take note. But guess what? You got Yahweh on your side. So there's no need to fear because Yahweh see that you are doing his will. He see that you are striving to get this thing right before the world. And you don't think Yahweh will be there for you to save you from whatever goes down in this earth? But he says, I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declare Yahweh, because you are called an outcast. Zion, for whom no one cares. See that? Nobody cares. Who cares about Yisrael and the other nations? No one. Outcasts. See that? And that's why title of this message, we are all we have. And we shouldn't be going back and forth and fighting with one another. We should be, right now, in these days, we should be gaining strength, coming for one another's needs and preparing. And that's what they don't want you to do. They want you to continue to fight. They want you to continue to have no strength. They want you to continue to not to be a nation because they know if you become a nation as a whole and cry out to Almighty Yahweh and he hears, then they in trouble. But we don't see it like that. We just see all individual. But there was a message that a couple of weeks ago said the love of many will wax cold, right? Yahweh says love of many will wax cold. Even not just in the world, we talking about even in Yisrael. The love of many wax cold. Many people we had here, men that we had here, and then just gone now. I mean, can you imagine the things we could have done in Yahweh? But he says, Zion for whom no one cares. Now, see, if Yahweh says that, then you know it's true. Nobody cares about you. We continue to go out here and show this man that we're loyal. I'm voting for somebody. I'm going to get somebody in there. If it ain't this time, we got to do it again until we get it right. And they ain't done it yet to this point. They ain't getting it right. That goes back to when Yisrael wanted the king, right? Wanted the king instead of having Yahweh to be their king. Yahweh, they said, we want a king so they can go out and fight our battles. So Yahweh can't do that. Do you see how crazy that sounds? But we want to be like the other nations. That's what gets us in trouble. Let's go to Psalms. Yahweh gonna put so much pressure on Yisrael just because we just continue to rely on man. He gonna put so much pressure on Yisrael where we gonna see, oh man, you know what? They really ain't for us. Man, we really had to go to Almighty Yahweh to get some relief, to be saved. And it's a shame that it had to come to that point. But you best believe some people in this earth gonna be backed against the wall and nowhere else to go. And all of a sudden, then they're gonna see that, okay, you know what? Nobody else is for me. I'm gonna go to Almighty Yahweh. We should see that right now before all that happens, before all the trials just bear us down and overtake us. We should see that right now. Let's go to Psalms 142. I cry aloud to Yahweh. I lift up my voice to Yahweh for Hasi or mercy. I pour out my complaint before him. Before him, I tell my trouble. See that he knew, okay, if I'm plagued with something, if something is going my way that is in my trail, I'm going to go to Yahweh. I'm going to cry aloud to Almighty Yahweh. See, prayer is a powerful weapon. Don't ever stop praying to Almighty Yahweh. Don't ever stop crying out to Yahweh, because that is your communication to Almighty Yahweh. And Yahweh hears prayers and he answers prayers, right, Yisrael? I pour out my complaint before him. Before him, I tell my trouble. When my ruach grows faint within me, it is you who know my way. In the path where I walk, men have hidden a snare for me. Look to my right and see, no one is concerned for me. Are they concerned for you, Israel? We cry out to them, we need more resources, we need this, we need that. Are they concerned? No. They look right over you. Matter of fact, they taking from you. Whatever you have, they continue to take from you. I have no refuge. No one cares for my life. I cry to you, O Yahweh. I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Listen to my cry, for I am in desperate need. Rescue me from those who pursue me, for they are too strong for me. You think we gonna be able to, let's just take down the nations. They doing all these things. Israel's go out and just take down all these. You think Israel can take down these nations? That's why we need a redeemer, right? These nations, they got all this weaponry. They got all these different nuclear weapons and all. If Yahweh don't step in, they'd get rid of everything on this planet. Even themselves. That's what type of mindset. Now, people that think they're going to go up against Yahweh and win, what do you think kind of mindset they have? They'd even get rid of themselves. I mean, they already talking about rumors of wars. They don't come over here. I'm going to do this. I got all these nuclear weapons. Just try me. Aren't they doing that? Back and forth. Back and forth. Yeah, try me. They just itching to just start something. But Yahweh, he says, my portion in the land of the living. Listen to my cry, for I am in desperate need. Rescue me from those who pursue me, for they are too strong for me. Set me free from my prison, that I may praise your name. Have you all ever been brought up out of some trial that was just weighing you so down, and then when Yahweh bring you out of it, praise his name? That thing relieves you so much so you had no choice but to lift up your voice to Almighty Yahweh, because you know he and he alone has done that. Nobody else, no one else but Yahweh. Then the righteous will gather about me because of your goodness to me. See that he sure pursued him. Didn't he? He kept going at him. He said, forgive me for doing this. And they kept going at him. And you don't think, oh, man, he's in that cave. And right there next to the man. Oh, man. You don't think he had a moment of, oh, man, this is it right now. But then a lot of times when messengers in this book, they go through something and then all of a sudden they see, oh man, this is it right here. Don't they shake up out of that? They shake themselves out of there. You're like, nah, you know what? Yahweh is with me. You know what? Nah, I ain't gonna let this fear overtake me. I'm gonna go to Almighty Yahweh and he will save me. That's something when your enemy's right there in front of you in the cave and you cut a piece of his garment off. And then they go out and you show them, okay, you know what? I could have had you right here. But like I said, if Yahweh is with you, guess what? You're a powerful people. And that's on us to know that. That's on us to know that when Yahweh is with us, we are powerful people. Not saying, okay, not boasting, bragging, yeah, look at us. No, just know that I can do all things through Yahshua, right? Strengthens me. You can do it, Yisrael. It's on you to start. This is a fight, Yisrael. This ain't just a walk in the church will do this. I don't even know the word, but they'll just put Yahweh's word is just, oh, it's so lovely, and you just skipping in the tulips and nothing gonna come your way. It's just, that's how, what's his name? That's how he talks. Oh, it's just everything is gonna be so pleasant for you, Israel. I can't even, Joel Osteen. I can't stand hearing them. I mean, it's just like, come on now. You're just trying to lull these people to sleep and just stop. No, you have to warn the people. No, it's going to be some tough times. It ain't just going to always be, just always pleasant and comfortable. You ain't going to go through nothing. No, we're going to go through some things in this earth, especially in these last days. This is going to be a fight. You had to fight for this, Yisrael. But if you fight for this, we're going to fight for you also. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 31. I'm going to start at verse 9. They will come with weeping. They will pray as I bring them back. It's going to be some crying, Israel. It's going to be some weeping in this time, lifetime, and then even when Israel makes it in that kingdom to come. Because when you see that you have made it, when you have been saved, you're going to be crying. I will lead them beside streams of water on a level path where they will not stumble, because I am Israel's father, and Ephraim is my firstborn son. This is what he's going to do for you, Israel. Hear the word of Yahweh, O nations. Proclaim it in the distant coast. He who scattered Israel will gather them and will watch over his flock like a shepherd. For Yahweh will ransom Jacob and redeem them from the hand of those stronger than they. Didn't he just say that? Save me from those that are stronger than me. And then he turned around and say, Yahweh says, redeem them from the hand of those stronger than they. That's why we need a redeemer. That's why we need Yahshua. That's why we lift Yahshua up. We say his name. A lot of people, they want to discredit him or what he did, and there's no Messiah. Well, there's no salvation for you then. If you discredit him, how are you going to get in the kingdom to come? How are you going to make it? Not unless you striving to make it in the burning lake of fire. But I don't hear nobody saying that. They always like, yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm Israel. We're going to make it. But you leave the one out that is the doorway to salvation. Clearly, that's why he said, you are of your father, the devil. To say something like that and to say there's no Messiah, guess what? That is not of Yahweh. Verse 12 says, they will come and shout for joy on the heights of Zion. They will rejoice. They will rejoice in the bounty of Yahweh, the grain, the new wine, and the oil, the young of the flocks and herds. They will be like a well-watered garden, and they will sorrow no more. More Yisrael. That's what he talking about, that nation, Yisrael. And one day, that great nation gonna be saved and gonna be, he talking about abundance of things that are waiting for you in that kingdom to come, where you don't have to worry about, oh, man, is it gonna be enough? No, it's gonna be plenty for all people. I remember somebody had said something about they didn't know if it was going to be enough in the kingdom to come. Oh, yeah, it's going to be plenty. Best believe. Because I know the mindset in this world and lifetime right now, we like, oh, man, you know what? We don't have the things that we should have. But Israel, we got to look at it like, what did we do? We transgressed. And Yahweh, being so tough, he provides you with the things that you need anyway, even though we transgress. So we can't just say, you know what, man, we need more. Oh, I wish I had more. Guess what? If you strive and obey Yahweh, you will have more. And once you make it in that kingdom to come, then you be happy and say, you know what? I'm glad I just was content with what Yahweh had given me in that lifetime. And just now, just to see what Yahweh has provided for me, that's why it says you can be weeping, you can be crying, because you never seen anything like it. But these people, they don't care nothing about you. That's why keep drawing to, okay, people, they want to oppress you. They want to bring you down, Israel. These nations, these people in this world, they don't care nothing about Israel. That's why we had to stick together. That's why we had to come collectively to Almighty Yahweh. So when we do that, then the world will see, oh man, they woke up. And I ain't just saying, okay, just wake up and then that's all you had to do. When you wake up and Yahweh open your eyes, you got a duty now, right? You got to fear Yahweh and keep his commandments. For that's the whole duty of man. Not just waking up, oh, I know who I am, and don't obey him. That's what we doing now. Oh, I know who I am, but you ain't keeping nothing in the Torah. And you think Yahweh gonna move for you just because you know who you are and you not obeying him. No, it don't work like that. Yahweh woke you up for a reason, so you will know who you are and so you know who he is. So you can obey him. Because Yahweh made all things. Who else you going to obey but him? Yahweh brought you in this earth to do his will. And choosing not to do it and doing your own thing, guess what? Yahweh can take you out also. A lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm all that, you know, I'm living in this earth, I'm do what I want to do. But the funny thing, when your last days come in this earth, then you realize, and you know what, oh, man. Then you second guessing yourself. Did I do what Yahweh commanded me to do? See, but now you at the end of life and you contemplating, oh, I should have did things right when I had the opportunity, but you chose not to. So that's why when we get the opportunity in this earth to serve Yahweh with the days that we have to take advantage of it. And we have to show Yahweh that we mean what we do. Because ain't nothing greater or nothing better than to serve Almighty Yahweh. Right, Yisrael? The hell with the job. The hell with anything in the world going on. It's all about serving Yahweh. Because guess what? Yahweh provided you with that job. Yahweh provided you with this, with that. So without him, where you going to get that? So that's why we had to have a mindset first and foremost to put him first, serve him first. Then all the other things will follow. I like it because Yahweh, this right here, this shows who the people truly are. No matter who lying in the earth saying, "Oh, it's us, we the chosen people," this book right here shows who the true people are. And all people had to do was open it up and see, wow, that is me. That is me right there in the book. Or even somebody in some other nation that are waking up and Yahweh gave them the opportunity, they want to serve him. They can see also, you know what? They the people of this book. So that's why Yahweh said, don't worry about these people. Don't worry about what they say. Guess what? He knows who is his. That's why you shouldn't be arguing back and forth with these people and getting angry. And Yahweh got it. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Can they claim people in this earth, nations in this earth, can they claim these things? And they don't say it. The curses in this book. You know, oh yeah, we went through that and went through this. Please. Only one group of people. Deuteronomy 28. Who on top of different diseases? Look, diabetes, heart, strokes, all those things. Who is on top? What group of people? See, us. What people are in prisons? See? But no, you gotta be the Jews, right? Yeah. Please. That's why Yahweh said, don't pay them no mind. He gonna take care of that. Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to verse 58. If you do not carefully follow all the words of this law, which are written in this book, and do not revere this wonderful and awesome name, Yahweh your Elohim, Yahweh will send fearful plagues on you and your descendants, harsh and prolonged disasters, and severe and lingering illnesses. Don't you want release from all that? But we carry on like, oh yeah, bring it on. No, I don't want all that. I want relief. And Yahweh give you relief when you obey him. It says he will bring upon you all the diseases of Egypt that you dreaded, and they will cling to you. Yahweh will also bring on you every kind of sickness and disaster not recorded in this book of the law. Look, he bringing stuff that ain't even in. He like, this some new stuff I'm gonna bring because these people just not obeying. They not doing the will of Yahweh. This should turn people from, when you read stuff like that, this should turn people and say, you know what, man, I gotta stop doing what I'm doing. This right here ain't no joke. Until you are destroyed. And look, Yisrael, aren't we being destroyed in this day and time? In the streets, everywhere. See it all over. And then they gotta show it everywhere. They got put it on TV, show everybody what Yisrael is going through. Don't ever put their own stuff on. Not unless it's something somebody did that was good and they just want to highlight that. But rarely do they put one of theirs on there and say, you know what, this person did such and such wrong, and they just keep showing you that. No, they keep showing you Yisrael. And the killings, shootings, stabbings, and everything. You who were as numerous as the stars in the sky. How many stars in the sky, Yisrael? A lot. And he said that was you, us. Numerous as the stars in the sky will be left but few in number because you did not obey Yahweh your Elohim. Just as it pleased Yahweh to make you prosper and increase in number, so it will please him to ruin and destroy you. You will be uprooted from the land you are entering to possess. Then Yahweh will scatter you among all nations, from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship different gods of the nations, gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your father have known. We worship all these different things in the different nations. You got different people, let me try Buddha. Let me try this over here. Let me try that. You got Israel all in everything. Instead of serving the great I am. Among those nations, you will find no resting place for the soles of your feet. There Yahweh will give you an anxious mind, eyes weary with longing, and a despairing heart. See that look right there is like, oh man, just getting terrorized on all angles and not getting any relief because Yahweh said we did not obey. You will live in constant suspense, filled with dread both night and day, never sure of your life. So always looking out. You like think, you're always just like paranoid and just don't know what to do. See that? When we don't obey Yahweh, that's what he bring upon us. But when we obey him, we can rest comfortable, right, Israel? Because he gives safety among Israel. In the morning, you will say, if only it were evening. You try to just rush it. You're like, oh man, you know what? This is so terrible. I wish it would just hurry up and be evening time. And then it says, in the morning, you will say, if only it were evening. And in the evening, if only it were morning. Because of the terror that will fill your hearts and the sights that your eyes will see. Sad. It's sad that you had to go through all that. Yahweh had to get your attention and put that much pressure on you to see a thing. And then, even with all that, people still ain't going to see it. Still going to keep going on. And Yahweh, you know what he does? He takes his hand off of you and say, go right ahead and do what you want to do. And guess who ready to take you in? Shaitan. Oh, okay. I see you not obeying Yahweh. You know what? I got a place for you over here. You know what? I take care of you, do all these things for you. Guess what? All you got to do is sell your soul. And people will go right along with you. Like, you know what? Yeah, I want a piece of that world. You know, I want all that wealth and all in the world. You know what? That Yahweh stuff, I ain't put that over to the side. I'm ready to do this. And then that's how people leave, go back into the world, never to come back again. Get sucked in. When you had it, Yahweh opened your eyes to the truth, and all you had to do was walk in it, and you chose to walk away from it. Left without an excuse. Let's go to 1 Samuel. Left without an excuse. This right here is left without an excuse because Yisrael was told what was going to happen if. 1 Samuel chapter 8. Verse 10. I'm going to start at verse 10. Samuel told all the words of Yahweh to the people who were asking him for a king. He said, this is what the king who will reign over you will do. He will take your sons and make them serve with his chariots and horses, and they will run in front of his chariots. Some he will assign to be commanders of 1,000 and commanders of 50. Yeah, that's why, look, people, they want to say, you know, I'm going to join the Army, Navy, Marines, you know, it's like they got a great military. I want to serve this country and do my part. See that? But do they care about you? They, oh, yeah, come on over. Yeah, sign on up. And we put you on out there to serve this country and be all you can be. And you get over there and just, you hear stories about people come back. They had nightmares. They, people legs been blown off. So many things have gone on. And then get back over here thinking that your country is going to help you out and give you some benefits just because you served in their army. Guess what? They don't care about you. Oh, man, you did your time. You served. We appreciate that. But as far as getting benefits and they hooking you up with something, no. Because they just put you out there because you're a body. That's all they see you as, is a body. But Yahweh don't see you as just a body. Yahweh sees Yisrael as apple of his eye. He see you are a great nation. So that's why we don't rely on these people. This says, and others to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and still others to make weapons of war and equipment for his chariots. See that? They got Israel doing everything for them. You just sit back and just, oh yeah, you do this, you do that, you do that. See that? And because they see you have gifts. They see you have talent. And they say, you know what? Nah, bring that over here. Serve us. Do these things for us. Instead of us saying, okay, nah, I got a gift from Almighty Yahweh. I don't need to go to them. We can all band together and be there for one another with the different gifts. You got electricians, you got carpenters, you got farmers, you got cooks, you got everything, Yisrael, right before you. That's why Yahweh wants us to come together so it'd be tough for the whole nation. But no, we want a king. He will take your daughters to be perfumers and cooks and bakers. He will take the best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves and give them to his attendants. Can't have nothing, right? You didn't heard about people their lands have been taken from them. We used to have all these lands back in the day, and our people used to farm and have our own food. But guess who steps in and say, "Nah, you don't need all that. Let's take all that. Let's destroy all that and put a Walmart up. Let's put a highway through there." That's what they do. I'm trying to get you all to see that these people don't care about you. And stop relying solely on them, Yisrael. We got to rely solely on Yahweh. Yahweh said time and time again that he will be there for you. He will provide you with the things that you need. He not going to do everything for you. He even give you power to do different things. He will take 1/10 of your grain and of your vintage and give it to his officials and attendants, your manservant and maidservants, and the best of your cattle and ass he will take for his own use. He will take 1/10 of your flocks, and you yourselves will become his servants. And when that day comes, you will cry out for relief from the king you have chosen, and Yahweh will not answer you in that day. See that now we crying because we were told what was going to happen, but now we crying because it actually happened. Oh, Yahweh, I know you said that now I'm in pain, I'm suffering, please come help. Yahweh will not answer you in that day. But the people refused to listen. No, they said, we want a king over us. Then we will be like all the other nations, with a king to lead us and to go out before us and fight our battles. Sad. Even after all of that was told to them, they still was, we want to be like them. Now look, what's that saying? What did it say? The grass is greener on the other side. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. You want to, okay, let me try over here, but you trying over here may cost you. Yahweh's grass is always going to be green. On this side, you want to stay on this straight and narrow path because you can't go wrong in that. Yahweh will not leave you or forsake you. Look, read this again. Then we will be like all the other nations, with a king to lead us and to go out before us and fight our battles. You think these people ruling right now are going to go out, these kings or whatever, are going to go out and fight your battle? You think they're going to actually do that, get on the front line and do that? And Yahweh embarrasses us every time throughout the Torah. Every time that we don't do it the way he says it, guess what? The nations chased us down and defeated us. But when we do it right, when we with Yahweh and we sincere, we see how Yahweh fights for us. Let me go back to Deuteronomy. Because he did say, if you're going to ask for a king, do it this way, right, Yisrael? Deuteronomy 17. Deuteronomy 17, verse 14 says, when you enter the land Yahweh your Elohim is giving you and have taken possession of it and settled in it, and you say, let us set a king over us like all the nations around us, be sure to appoint over you the king Yahweh your Elohim chooses. See that? He must be from among your own brethren. Why is that? Because they're going to do the things of Yahweh. You think these people care about Yahweh? You think they care about doing the things Yahweh says to do? No. That's why he says, don't do the things the other nations are doing, because he knows they ain't going to serve him. He knows that they don't care nothing about him. But Yisrael, I scattered you in the different nations. We had to show him that we are loyal to him. We can't use that excuse, oh, we scattered among the nations. We had to do everything they doing. We had to participate in their holidays. We had to do these things and that and that. No. Yahweh gave you this Torah. So we had no excuse. We have our own days. We can celebrate those. We can do the will of Yahweh. They not even at this very time, they not even truly clapping down on you, Yisrael. And so right now, while we have an opportunity, have us some sort of shalom, you can serve him. You can come out to a temple. You can keep the feast days. You can even say his name. Yisrael think there's not going to be a day where, okay, they're going to clamp down and say, you can't say the name. There ain't going to be a day when they going to close assemblies. There ain't going to be a day when they're going to start hunting Yisrael just because did you say you serve him? Didn't Hamashiach say, all men will hate you because of my name? So what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for to serve Almighty Yahweh? Because if we wait to the last minute when all these things start happening, just like it said, Yahweh will not answer you. Because we have an opportunity right now to do his will when it is shalom. But when the times get hard, now you see, okay, you wasn't real. Because when times were tough, you didn't want to serve them. Now all of a sudden the times get hard on you. Now all of a sudden you got a change of heart. But it says, let's go back to this. It says, do not place a stranger over you, one who is not a brethren or brother Israelite. The king, moreover, must not acquire great numbers of horses for himself or make the people return to Egypt to get more of them. For Yahweh has told you, you are not to go back that way again. He must not take many wives. That's people, they like have many wives. They want to have all these other 50 wives. Thinking, okay, yeah, that's all you thinking about is fornication. That's all that is about. Or his heart will be led astray. Remember someone was led astray by all the wives. That's why Yahweh said don't do it. Because he knew. Like they're going to tempt you to serve their gods. And then you thinking all about the woman, pleasing the woman, you like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. We can't do that, Yisrael. He must not accumulate large amounts of silver and gold. Why not? Because look, you thinking about all that money, the wealth, guess what? Your mind go away from Yahweh. See, that's why be glad what you got. Be content with what you have. Because you see many, they have all this wealth, they have all the cars, mansions, planes, and they not even serving Yahweh. They ain't thinking about Yahweh because all they thinking about is pleasing themselves. What can I do with the money? But Yisrael, he keep Yisrael lowly, he keep you content with what you have because you will always know, okay, these things are from Almighty Yahweh. I'm always serve him because Yahweh can give and Yahweh can take away. When he takes the throne of his kingdom, he is to write for himself on the scroll a copy of this law, taken from that of the priests, who are Levi. It is to be with him, and he is to read it all the days of his life, so that he may learn to revere Yahweh as Elohim and follow carefully all the words of this law and these decrees, and not consider himself better than his brethren and turn from the law to the right or to the left. See that? Keep that with him, just so he can read like this Torah, Israel. Keep this wherever you go, so you can read this every day and night, so you know how to serve Yahweh, how to please Yahweh, how to conduct yourselves, and how to be a Kodesh nation. Then he and his descendants will reign a long time over his kingdom in Israel. See how Yahweh gives a nation shalom when everybody is on one accord, when everybody is doing his will. And that's why he give the messengers, priests, the preachers, he set before the people to hold the integrity of the nation together. It was plenty of times when there was no priest, and then the people just went buck wild. They just did whatever they wanted. But then when Yahweh placed one of his over them, then they kept the integrity of the nation, where everybody were doing the things the way Yahweh says, and then there was shalom over the whole nation. Let's go to book of Judges. This is Judges chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 14. Judges 2:14 says, "In his anger against Yisrael, Yahweh handed them over to the spoils, who spoiled them. He sold them to their enemies all around, whom they were no longer able to resist." That sounds like Israel wasn't doing what Yahweh commanded. So now Yahweh allowed these things to come upon them. Don't in the curses, don't it say you would go at the nations one way, but then flee 7 different ways? Whenever Israel went out to fight, the hand of Yahweh was against them to defeat them, just as he had sworn to them. They were in great distress. Then Yahweh raised up judges who saved them out of the hands of those who spoiled them. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but prostituted themselves to gods of the nations and worshiped them. Now, the one thing with the judges, the priests, whoever Yahweh put before the people, when they say what thus says Yahweh, guess what? That's all for them. And guess what? The people heard it, so you can't unhear it. So then you left without an excuse. So when judgment comes, Yahweh said, I had this person, I had that person telling you what to do. You chose not to. Unlike their fathers, they quickly turned from the way in which their fathers had walked, the way of obedience to Yahweh's commands. Whenever Yahweh raised up a judge for them, he was with the judge and saved them out of the hands of their enemies as long as the judge lived. See that? The only page that has somebody, preacher, pastor, messenger, whoever, before the people to keep the integrity of the nation and to get a prayer through. Ain't it tough to have somebody like that? Because look, Yahweh said, okay, he did these things for the people just because of the judges. For Yahweh had compassion on them as they groaned under those who oppressed and afflicted them. See, had compassion. Like you all cutting up, doing all this other stuff, but had the judges up there, and guess what? They cry out to Almighty Yahweh, please save us. Yahweh turned and answered. But when the judge died, the people returned to the ways even more corrupt than those of their fathers. Following gods of the nations and serving and worshiping them. See, when you don't have nobody now, all of a sudden everybody, yeah, we can do whatever we want to do now. That's the thing with the asking for a king. Get Yahweh out the way, we can do whatever we want to do. But yeah, like Yahweh not going to see what you're doing. Like you're not going to pay for the things that you've done. They refused to give up their evil practices and stubborn ways. Therefore, Yahweh was very angry with Israel and said, because this nation has violated the covenant that I had laid down for their forefathers and has not listened to me, I will no longer drive out before them any of the nations Yehoshua or Joshua left when he died. I will use them to test Yisrael, and see whether they will keep the way of Yahweh and walk in it as their forefathers did. So the Yahweh, don't he test? He tests us to see how loyal we're going to be. See if we're going to truly serve him. And he used that to see, okay, all right, I'm going to put this your way and see what's going to happen. Are you going to step up to the bat and choose Yahweh and come to him? Or you going to just fall and just say, you know what, I'm done with Yahweh. I'm going to go the other way. See, whenever we are tested, we can't test Yahweh. We can't test Yahweh. Yahweh can test us. And whenever he tests us, we have to pass that test, Yisrael. Because Yahweh, he wants to see us pass that test. He wants to strengthen us throughout those tests and show you that he is always there. Just because you're going through something in this earth, Yisrael, don't mean Yahweh ain't there. You cry out a little harder. You pray a little harder. And most importantly, we had to cleanse ourselves and get ourselves right before him so he will answer. Let's go to Lamentations. Lamentations chapter 2. This is what they say to you, Yisrael. Lamentations 2:15. All who pass your way clap their hands at you. They scoff and shake their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem. Is this the city that was called the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All your enemies open their mouths wide against you. They scoff and gnash their teeth and say, we have swallowed her up. They happy. They thinking, man, we got them now. They say Yahweh with them. Nah, we got them. We taking everything from them. We oppressing them. Man, we ruling. We gonna rule forever. That's their mindset. This is the day we have waited for. We have lived to see it. Yahweh has done what he planned. He has fulfilled his word, which he decreed long ago. He has overthrown you without pity. And he has let the enemy gloat over you. See? All these things, Yahweh allowed these things just because we didn't obey. We not obeying. He has exalted the horn of your foes. See that? That's why they got all this strength. They thinking, okay, yeah, we got them now. Ain't nothing gonna come up against us. We gonna live this forever and rule this forever. But Yahweh got another plan for that. Even Yahweh said, you know what? I've let them do these things, but they have gone overboard. They took it to another level. So you think Yahweh just gonna sit back and just say, you know what? All right, I'm gonna let y'all continue to go till you just destroy Israel in the whole. You think Yahweh gonna allow that? But Yahweh had to get our attention. He has to show us you can't do this without him. You're gonna need him. So when you see these things start to happen in this earth, how the time is coming to a close, Yisrael, we are in the last days, be sure that you know who he is, know what he can do, and serve him correctly. Because once again, show you your enemies, these nations, they do not like you. And all they doing right now, they laughing, they just taking great delight in seeing you down. But then Yahweh say, those that are exalted will be humbled. And then those that are humble will be exalted. So it sounds like to me, it's going to be a role reversal in this earth. And that's what they not trying to give up. They not trying to give up their place in this earth, their rulership in this earth. But guess what? It's coming down, and they can feel it. We can feel it, and it's coming down soon. Because Yahweh going to destroy these nations, and he going to raise up Yisrael to be in that kingdom to come, where he have those other nations in that kingdom. They're going to have to learn under who? Yisrael. Let's go to Ezekiel. Like, we had to be under you all for so long. So, hey, it's only right. Hey, you're going to have to learn this. Yahweh have mercy on different people in other nations. You're going to have to learn this. You're going to have to know how to live. And if you can't get it right after that, then guess what? He said, thrust out. Ezekiel 37, talking about a great nation, right? You all know you are a great nation, right? Ezekiel 37 says, the hand of Yahweh was upon me, and he brought me out by the Ruach of Yahweh and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, bones that were very dry. He asked me, son of man, can these bones live? I said, oh Yahweh, you alone know. Then he said to me, prophesy to these bones and say to them, dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. This is what Yahweh says to these bones. I will make breath into you, and you will come to life. It's so beautiful because remember you all when you first came to this way and heard the word of Yahweh, what did it do to you? Didn't it resonate within you and you just knew, man, this is the way? And it brought you to life, didn't it? Like, because you knew, okay, man, all that time I knew it was something wrong. Something wasn't right. It wasn't telling the truth. It just it was wrong. But Yahweh bring each and every one of us up at a certain time period. And when he bring you up out of it and he open your eyes, man, ain't nothing like it. And those that are real, those that are sincere, they know, okay, you know what? This is the way. I'm not going to stray away from it. Yahweh, he looked upon me that much so to give me an opportunity to serve him, to walk in his ways. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that, Yisrael? He saw something in you, Yisrael, because you were always one of his. He says, verse 6, I will send you to you and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin. And I will put breath in you and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied and I was as I commanded. And as I was prophesying, there was a noise, rattling noise, and the bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, and sinew and flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then he said to me, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, son of man. And he said to it, this is what Yahweh says, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe into these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath entered them. And they came to life and stood up on their feet. What? An exceedingly great army. Now, maybe he talking about China. Maybe he talking about Russia. Maybe he talking about the United States of America. No, he talking about Yisrael. See how great you are, Yisrael? Never get down on yourselves and think you are nobody. You are a child of Yahweh. Then he said to me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Yisrael. They say our bones are dried up and our hope is gone. We are cut off. Don't ever lose hope, Yisrael. There's always hope in Yahweh, right? Therefore, prophesy and say to them, this is what Yahweh says. O my people, I am going to open up your graves and bring you up from them. I will bring you back to the land of Yisrael. Then you, my people, will know that I am Yahweh when I open your graves and bring you up from them. And I will put my Ruach in you, and you will live. And I will settle you in your own land. Then you will know that I, Yahweh, have spoken and have done it, declares Yahweh. Israel, don't you all want to wake up and see Yahweh's face in peace? Be able to walk into his kingdom? We had to strive to get up in that first resurrection. Just how Hamashiach got up and lived. Guess what? You, Yisrael, same thing. We go back to that dust, that it ain't over. It ain't all over. Because one day you will get up in that first resurrection and live. You don't want to get up in that second one. We want that first resurrection. And then be glad to be able to serve Yahweh because we see what is in that kingdom. Yisrael, Yahweh's word is so powerful. No one should get bored on Yahweh's word. Because Yahweh's word gives you life, Yisrael. It gives you strength. It show you, it gives you the outcome. And Yahweh cannot lie, right? So if he give you the outcome of what's going to happen, these nations are going to be destroyed. And he going to lift Yisrael up in that kingdom to come. Why are we going to fear? Why are we going to get down and think this is it? When we know Yahweh can't lie. That's what we striving for, Yisrael. In these last days, don't drag your feet. In these last days, don't give up. No, that all the more knowing that it is the last days, strive even harder. Let's go to Psalms 83. Show you how these nations, they come together to come against you, Yisrael. But the sad, well, we can't come together and be a nation. But look, the other nation, you know what? Yeah, we got something in common with that. Yeah, we all hate Yisrael. They'll come together and come up against you. Psalms 83 says, O Yahweh, do not keep silent. Be not quiet. O Yahweh, be not still. See how your enemies stir, how your foes rear their heads. With cunning, they conspire against your people. They plot against those you cherish. Come, they say, let us destroy them as a nation, that the name of Yisrael be remembered no more. See that? They don't want you to know who you are. They want to destroy you. They don't want you to rise up and know who you are and become a great, exceedingly great army. They don't want you to open up. See, that's what they want. They want to continue to put fear in you and have you to continually go to them and serve them. But when you are awakened and know Yahweh, then they know, oh man, they got the chance to not serve us, and they got a chance to be off to themselves and serving Yahweh. And that's sad. All we doing, we been over here to ourselves serving Yahweh. Just that's all we want to do. But they always want to come over here and see what's going on. Nah, don't do this. Nah, don't do that. Nah, just stay over there. Let us serve Yahweh. But see, they want control over the whole earth. With one mind, they plot together. See that? One mind. They do that. Yisrael, we had to have one mind. They form an alliance against you. The tents of Eden and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarites, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistine, with the people of Tyre. Even Assyria has joined them to lend strength to the descendants of Lot. But look what he says. This is how I like it. He says, to them, do to them as you did to Midian, as you did to Sisera and Jabin at the river of Kishon, who perished at Endor and became like dung on the ground. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeb, all their princes like Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, let us take possession of the pasture lands of Yahweh. Make them like tumbleweed, O my Elohim, like chaff before the wind. As fire consumes the forest or a flame sets the mountains ablaze, so pursue them with your tempest and terrify them with your storm. Cover their faces with shame so that men will seek your name, O Yahweh. May they ever be ashamed and dismayed. May they perish in disgrace. Let them know that you, whose name is Yahweh, that you alone are the most high over all the earth. See that? He gonna get the attention of the whole earth. People think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna hide over here, I'm gonna hide over there. He ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna hide underground, go out of space. He ain't gonna see me. But guess what? He know where you at. And guess what? He said, vengeance is mine. I will repay. So we all should be happy about that. Speaking of a great army, let's go to Revelations. We want to be part of that salvation army, right, Yisrael? Forget the armies of this earth, Army, Navy, Marines, whoever. Forget all that. I want to be part of Yahshua's army. Revelations 19:11 says, I saw heaven standing open, and there before me was a white horse, whose rider is called Faithful and True. For justice, he judges and makes war. His eyes are like blazing fire, and on his head are many crowns. He has a name written on him that no one knows but he himself. He is dressed in a robe dipped in blood, and his name is the Word of Yahweh. The armies of the heaven were following him, riding on white horses and dressed in fine linen, white and clean. That's serious. Going to war, you dressed in white. Know you're going to be victorious. Out of his mouth comes a sharp sword with which to strike down the nations. See, they talking about you. You all the nations in control right now, then rule and oppressing people and killing people and doing all this violence in the earth. What do you think that sword, sharp sword, with which to strike down the nations, what do you think that's going to do? He will rule them with an iron scepter. He will tread the winepress of the fury, the wrath of Yahweh Almighty. On his robe and on his thigh, he has this name written: King of Kings and Ruler of Rulers. That's serious. And I saw a Malakim standing in the sun, who cried in a loud voice to all fowls of the air, "Come, gather together for the great supper of Yahweh, so that you may eat the flesh of kings, generals, and mighty men, of horses and their riders, and the flesh of all people, free and bond, small and great." Sound like Yahweh ain't playing when he come back to this earth. That's what they got to look forward to. They like violence. They like to destroy. But guess what? He coming back to destroy something himself. They remember that boomerang, right? Throw it, it come right back to you. So all the violence you dealt out in this earth is, guess what? It's going to come right back to you. Let's go to Deuteronomy. I'll soon be done. Deuteronomy chapter 32. I know it starts out, and we transgress Israel, but I know it starts out like, wow, man, we got all these things coming upon us. We got to go through all these trials and tribulations. But guess what? You serve your time, you do the will of Yahweh, those things ain't going to last. Those things are going to get reversed, Israel, and good times are coming. Deuteronomy 32, chapter 32, verse 20. I will hide my face from them, he said, and see what their end will be. For they are a perverse generation, children who are unfaithful. They made me jealous by what is no Elohim, and angered me with their worthless idols. I will make them jealous by those who are not a people. Who we talking about? I mean, their nature. They just like savages. They like animals. He said they like not a people. I will make them angry by a nation that has no understanding. For a fire has been kindled by my wrath, one that burns to the realm of death below. It will devour the earth and its harvest, and set afire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap calamity upon them and spin my arrows against them. I will send wasting famine against them, consuming pestilence and deadly plagues. I will send against them the fangs of wild beasts, the venom of vipers that glide in the dust. In the streets, the sword will make them childless. In their homes, terror will reign. Young men and young women will perish, infant and gray-haired men. I said I would scatter them and blot out their memory from man, but I dreaded the taunt of the enemy, lest the adversary misunderstand and say, our hand has triumphed. Yahweh has not done all this. See that they get bold in what they doing, and they thinking, you know what? Yeah, this is all us. We doing all this. We overtaking Yisrael, and not thinking that Yahweh is in control of all things. So Yahweh, you know what? I ain't gonna let you get above yourselves and think you are all that, and just continue to reign forever and ever. He gonna come back and do something to them. They are a nation without sense. There's no discernment in them. If only they were wise and would understand this and discern what their end will be. See that right there? Highlight that 29. If only they were wise and would understand this. See, we need understanding of Yahweh's word. When we get the understanding and see that Yahweh ain't playing, we wouldn't do the things that we be doing. Because he said, and discern what their end will be. How could one man chase 1,000 or two put 10,000 to flight unless their rock had sold them, unless Yahweh had given them up? For their rock is not like our rock, as even our enemies concede. Their vine comes from the vine of Sodom and from the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are filled with poison and their clusters with bitterness. Their wine is the venom of serpents, the deadly poison of cobras. Have I not kept this in reserve and sealed it in my vaults? It is mine to avenge. I will repay. In due time, their foot will slip. Their day of disaster is nigh, and their doom rushes upon them. Yeah, Yahweh ain't, look, he ain't letting nobody go. Ain't nobody getting away. Yisrael, we had to pay for our sins, but guess what? After that, see, the nations think they're getting away. After that, Yahweh's wrath is going to come to this earth. And he said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. Yahweh will judge his people and have compassion on his servants when he sees their strength is gone and no one is left. See that? Their strength, he will have compassion. When your strength is gone, didn't it say in them days when Hamashiach come? It's like people think, okay, this is it. It's all over. Heads down, like, man, we didn't suffer so much. I don't know if we can make it now. But then he says, look up. Didn't he say, look up? Why he say, look up? You look at the stars, look at the clouds, that light. Then, ain't he the light of the world? And he gonna light it up, right? And show you, I'm here. I'm coming to save you all. Verse 39. See now that I myself am he. There is no Elohim besides me. I put to death and I bring to life. I have wounded and I will heal. And no one can deliver out of my hand. He had to get everybody attention and then show you that whole time he had all power. I lift my hand to the heaven and declare, as surely as I live forever, when I sharpen my flashing sword and my hand grasps it in judgment, I will take vengeance on my adversaries and repay those who hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, while my sword devours flesh. You can't be faint of heart. I'll get queasy over blood. He talking about destroying something, ain't he? I will make my arrows drunk with blood while my sword devours flesh, the blood of the slain and the captives, the heads of the enemy leaders. Rejoice, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will take vengeance on his enemies and make atonement for his land and people. You glad of that, Yisrael? He even said the land also. The land mourns because of all this stuff going on. You can see even the whole earth. You can see how the different atmosphere changes and all the things going on in the earth. You could tell the whole earth is mourning because of all the violence, all the sin, all the things going on in this earth. It wasn't supposed to be like that. But Yahweh show you a thing, how it is. But when you get to that kingdom to come and see how it was supposed to be, that will bring tears to your eyes because it is going to be like no other. I mean, you can see things in this earth that are beautiful that Yahweh placed on this earth, just like the plant life, the trees, all the things he put in this earth. But you ain't seen nothing compared to what's going to be in that kingdom. Even our vision, we can't see. Can you imagine? We ain't even seeing different colors that you will see in that kingdom to come. What we seeing right now is the pale compared to what's going to be in that kingdom to come. And you all, ain't you ready to be in that kingdom? The witness just some wonderful, beautiful things in this earth. I can't even articulate it, explain it, how great. But all I want to say is you want to strive to get this thing right so you can witness it. Let's go to my closing scripture. Psalms. Psalms chapter 6. O Yahweh, do not rebuke me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath. Be merciful to me, O Yahweh, for I am faint. O Yahweh, heal me, for my bones are in agony. My soul is in anguish. How long, O Yahweh, how long? Turn, O Yahweh, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing YAHWEH. No one remembers you when he is dead. Who praises you from the grave? I am worn out from groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes grow weak and with sorrow. They fail because of all my foes. Away from me, all you who do evil, for Yahweh has heard my weeping. Yahweh has heard my cry for Hasid. Yahweh accepts my prayer. That's what they don't want, Yisrael. You to clean up yourselves and do right before Almighty Yahweh, and you go to Almighty Yahweh and pray against these nations. And can you imagine Yisrael collectively as a whole, one mind, praying to Almighty Yahweh against these nations? What would happen? All my enemies will be ashamed and dismayed. They will turn back in sudden disgrace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Prayer is a powerful weapon. Israel, you are a powerful people. We are all we have in this earth, Israel. We had to continue to band together, continue to be with each other, and be there for one another, and worship Yahweh in one like mind. Do this thing correctly, and you will see, you will witness how Yahweh works in your lives. How he will give you relief, how he will give you shalom. You're not going to always see bad days, Israel. When you serving Yahweh, you're going to have some tough days, right? You're going to have some days you can go up in the house and just relax and have some relief and shalom, look at your family, do whatever, and just toe to Yahweh. This is well worth striving for, Israel. We're in the last days right now. We had to do this thing right. We had to get it right in order to make it, in order to be saved. So Israel, remember that. We are all we have. Stop going against each other. Stop bringing down each other, biting, devouring each other. Let us all continue to serve Yahweh, one like mine. And see Yahweh work. Didn't he say, be still and see? Israel, just be still. Like the keychain. says, calm down. Just wait on Yahweh, because he's still there, Yisrael. He is not going to leave you. He is still there. So whatever you're going through, I know we all going through different things. We all going through it together. And we all going to get through it together. Hallelujah. Yisrael, that concludes this message. I ask that we all stand as we go into prayer. Yahweh, we told you for your Torah, your word, which we can look upon each and every day of our lives. We can be able to see the things that are in store for us. We may be able to see all the things you have waiting for even the wicked. And we told you for seeing everything in this earth and not letting anything get away. We told you that you always look over Yisrael like that eagle in the sky. You're always there like that bird to be able to comfort us and take care of our every need. Yahweh, continue to look over us and provide us with the things that we need. Continue to even look over those that may be homeless, may be on the streets, even in this winter season. Yahweh provide for them, give them shelter that they need. So they may be able to also look up and give you Torah and just know that you and you alone have done all these things. Continue to guide us in this way. Continue to see us through this way of life and help us to endure to the very end. And have us not see anything that you do for us each and every day, but have us to see and be glad that all the things that you do for us and the things that are to come, we are so glad and so happy and want to be in your kingdom to come. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah.